Starting recording. So today I've got a fire quest. I'm at 255 points to champion 3. Don't think I'll break into champion 3. Hey, welcome back. Thanks for jumping on again. Alright, so first battle out of the gate is we got someone who's played a bit of Dragon Earth. We got Fire and Water active, Equal Opportunity, Little League. So I'm gonna go for all the speed. When I've only got like 3 viewers, of course I'm gonna remember who jumps onto the stream, so I appreciate it. Alright, let's go with Cerberus, Spark Pixies. Is all about speed for me in this particular one, particularly with that equal opportunity rule set. Means I can play pretty much anything I want. So exploding rats is going to be great because they're going to blast the enemy and hopefully do it pretty quickly on their lowest health creature. And then I've got 4 mana left, so because of opportunity, I really like ant miners. They're pretty awesome. Goblin Fireballer as my last card there. I'm in Diamond League at the moment, but there's no real functional difference between Diamond and Champion. I haven't actually gotten a high enough rating yet this season to get into Champion. I used to be able to trade blows in Champ 1. Used to consistently end up in the top 100 in Champion, but competition has gotten really, really good since then, and I've gotten really, really bad at the game. You know, it could be one, could be the other. Normally, I manage to just sneak into Champion 3 or Champ 2 these days. The most difficult part for me is getting into Champion. Once I'm there, I'm fine. Getting in there is the hardest part, because once I'm in there, it's playing people with higher ratings who've been there for longer. Let my rating get into Champ 2, but getting into that league is the toughest part for me. Hey, Homestead Hacker, good to see you on here. I've seen your name around the blockchain a fair bit, so good to have you on my stream. And yeah, you're right. The competition has gotten so intense since we've had the massive influx of new players, which is awesome. No, it's been the same in all leagues, not just in silver. So let's have a look and see what happens. Great. Spark Pixie spoiled my fun. I wanted my little exploding rats to wreak havoc on all their team, but that didn't happen. But I got Spark Pixies of my own, which hopefully will hit, but apparently they missed a snared creature when they've got the same speed as the snared creature. So I think I should be okay with this now that my Cerberus can't get stunned anymore. I don't think they've got enough damage output to bring me down here. Certainly not. Even if they take out my Cerberus, there's enough armor and health now on these ant miners in the rear line to take care of everything. So I don't need to worry about that. So nice little win. And we'll jump into the next battle, see what happens. Geez, there's a lot of people playing at the moment. These battles are coming up quick smart. So Holy Protection, Fire, Water, Dragon, pretty low mana. My opponent seems to like playing recently they've fielded pretty balanced teams, so it's going to be tough to pick something that counters what they throw at me. The question is, do I do something with lots of monsters like I did in the last battle, or do I just put all my chips into the middle of the table and throw like a Jotun with a couple of Yeah. I'll go for speed again. That's Fire's main advantage. At least I feel like that's Fire's main advantage. So that leaves me with 12 mana to play with. How much health do Antminers have out of the gate? Only 3. And because Divine Shield is a thing, Spark Pixies is just always got to be there. Maybe I'll throw in the Goblin Fire Mage the rear. That way Spark Pixies can act as sort of a pseudo tank in the middle. Actually, we'll throw the chicken in there as well. And see what we get. I'm going to be really sad in the modern format where we can't use Cerberus anymore. I'm very glad I brought Goblin Fire Mage, because that Dispel is going to work awesomely to try and keep this guy under wraps. I'm so grateful that the stun hit as well. Yeah, I've got a full set of Untamed, but I'm missing many of the dice cards. So I'm about as ready as I can be without bankrupting myself and living on the streets in a cardboard box. Because many of the dice cards that I'm missing are legendary ones, like Epona and Gladium, and well, it's not legendary, but I don't have any of the dice summoners maxed except for Lorna, I think. Dice summoners, yeah, Lorna's the only dice summoner I've got maxed. So my dice collection is a pretty uh, lean is probably the word. I've got enough DEC that I could go and get these cards, but I've also got a whole bunch of land in my collection that I feel like I'm going to need DEC to upgrade. Because if it's anything like guilds, you need a whole bunch of DEC to upgrade your guild buildings and that sort of thing. So I'm holding that DEC for the long run, knowing that at some point I might need to use it in game in one of the DEC syncs that might come up. Also, I want to get some Chaos Legion packs, so that's why I'm holding DEC. But I've been holding that DEC for forever, basically since the land pre-sale. So what have we got now? We've got Earthquake and Enrage. Got someone playing good variety of monsters. I reckon I might go with magical attacks again using Pyre. Now the problem here is that Earthquake is going to do 2 damage every round, and not everything that, well, barely anything that I'm going to field is going to have flying. So I'm going to be relying on other mechanics to try and get me through here. So I'm putting in Ifrit Elder in the back with their last stand, Goblin Fire Mage to dispel anything, and importantly what I want to try and do here is concentrate fire, because when Enrage is in the rule set, the last thing I want to do is spread damage out across the enemy team, because then as more and more of the enemy gets enraged, that becomes more and more painful as they counterattack and do all that sort of stuff that things tend to do. Now, the other monster that I want to play for sure is Tower Griffin, because A, they've got flying and they've got protect. Keeps at least 1 round of earthquake damage off of my creatures, so that leaves me with 3 mana to play around with. So there's nothing flying that I can throw in. I know I said I should keep damage to just a single monster, With this, actually, I can throw in the horny toad. That way, there's a poison on the enemy potentially. It's just a matter of tweaking the order. Spark Pixies in front of the Goblin Fire Mage so they can act as a pseudo tank. Yeah, sorry, I'm just catching up on the chat here now. Yeah, the mini sets are always a struggle to collect. It was the same with the edition that came before Dice. What were they called? I forget now. The cubes or whatever they were, the orb set. They were difficult to get a complete hold of as well. But lots of those cards were super awesome and super powerful. And with the free to play side of the deck build, really all you need, particularly in the lower leagues in bronze and silver, is just to have the cards that other players don't. So that's typically the stuff that's outside of the starter set, which is one of every epic and one of every legendary and one of each of the reward cards. And with that, you can actually go quite far in bronze and even silver. I've been talking about that without actually watching what my battle's been doing, but I picked my team well, jumping in with magic, and like I said, I didn't want to enrage every creature on the battlefield by spreading out my damage. I wanted to concentrate fire and bring targets down one by one. Now, normally I'm not that great with the Fire Splinter, but I'm on an undefeated streak here. Watch me lose this next game. And I'm not going to be throwing it just for any avoidance of doubt. So we've got reverse speed and blast. So no need to bring Yodin Zaku. And my opponent has been playing stuff with a bit of armor, looks of things. And they tend to favor the Life Splinter. So because it's reverse speed, Pi is going to be no good to me. So I'm going to throw in Marek and put in Living Lava, who will be our tank with their 1 speed. And the rest of the team is going to be made up with slow creatures, the slowest of the creatures, which is quite a problem with fire. Now, Blast is already in the rule set, so I might throw in Halfling Alchemist just to let the Larving Liver, that's the new name for the Living Lava, the Larving Liver, will persist a bit longer because of the half damage that his debuff does. And he's also a pretty slow out of the blocks creature to supplement. Then it's a question of, do I want to also stack that with heal? I sort of do, but at the same time, I don't have enough mana to put in Flamesmith. So might throw in Goblin Fire Mage because they're just such a good card. They are insanely good. Then it's a question of what takes up my last 2 mana. I can throw in a chicken as a meat shield. It doesn't cost me anything. Because I'm playing Marek, I might go Battering Ram. Actually, Fireballer, just in case. I'm going to put the Fire Mage right at the rear. I always struggle with the placement of the Halfling Alchemist because I want their redemption to be useful. But at the same time, their ability is actually really awesome. It's the enemy damage output. I took my time submitting that team as well. 3 seconds left to enter my team. Okay, so they're playing Dragon Splinter. They're also fronted a living lava. Now this should be favorable for me because Blast is going to start digging into their rear line. Now while they've got the ability to sustain their living lava from their Flame Monkey, it's not going to work out all that well. Goblin Fireballer for the win, or Fire Mage, sorry. This guy's Fireballer. Get them mixed up so easily. That was a pretty decent amount of DEC for that win. 120 DEC, jeez. Ah, that's because I'm on a win streak. That's something that I haven't done for a very long time. Alright, let's see if we get the clean sweep, as you predicted. If it's anything like yesterday, I got matched up against BJI 203, who at the time was 5th on the leaderboard in champion. And they're there for a reason. I thought I was going to beat them. Like, it was looking really good for me. And then it was like, nah, destroyed. Absolutely wrecked. Alright, no legendaries. They've got an Archmage Arius, which is, well, that's cool. Been playing a bit of fire and earth. And at this point, they would see that I've been playing fire the whole time. Lost legendaries, 16 mana. I've got to go with Pyre again. Cerberus. I'm just going to stick with what's been working. Except instead of hoping for them to be super zoom fast, I've put in Creeping Ooze to slow them down. Damn. So my Fire Mage, who was going to be my main damage dealer, is mitigated somewhat. They've brought Affliction, which is going to screw my Cerberus's heals. But on the bright side, at least I should be able to hit the Serpent. As long as Affliction doesn't apply to my Cerberus, I should win here. Yeah, they don't have enough damage to get me now. 5 out of 5. Your prediction was correct. I think that's the first time I've streamed my daily quest and gotten all 5 in a row, which is awesome. It depends on what league you're in, whether you're winning, whether you're losing, whether you can win streak like I have here, what your energy capture rate is. There's so many different variables. If you're really, really low down in Bronze League and you're winning consistently, I think it's like anywhere between like 1 and 4 DEC, whatever that converts to. But the real lucrativeness, I think, is as you get up into the higher leagues, you get more daily quest rewards. But if you compound that with your quest potions, which I've got a whole bunch left over from ages ago, you get an extra 5 chests. So I've got quest potions, so there might be an extra 5 quests here. So let's claim and see what I get. Now I haven't had any gold cards in forever, so I've got quite a few chests in Diamond 1. 5 of these are from the quest potion. So let's take a look and see what we get. That's a good flip on the first one. Lava Launcher, Epic, Alchemy, Legendary, Bellicor Deceiver. This is actually a really, really good card, I feel. They, when executed right, they're brutal. Bellicor Bandit, Conjurer, potion, another deceiver, legendary, potion charge, alchemy. Yeah, you can sell each individual card. Alchemy potion, exploding rats, legendary potion, 2 dark energy crystals, heatsmith. There we go. There's a gold foil conjurer. And finally, another legendary potion. So, not bad. The epic is probably the best thing there. The conjurer is also good because it's gold foil. So that's some nice little additions to my collection there. As a free-to-play player with minimum wins, how much can I earn, please? Well, your earning potential in Bronze League, if you're winning and you've got a high rating in Bronze League, is quite low. Probably about 1 DEC per win. If you're playing 25 battles a day, whatever 1 DEC is worth these days, yeah, it's probably less than $1, as Dizwain has said in the Twitch chat there. But it's not just about earning in this game. The game is quite fun as well. So once you start to learn the mechanics, it gets much deeper than just let me play, let me get the EC for wins, or climb the ladder, or whatever the objective ends up being. Yeah, and like with what Swain has said in the chat, they're playing 2 months, they've spent $30. Skill definitely overrides investment in this game. You can beat some crazy expensive decks with really pathetic cards. Just with the way the game is balanced, you can there's a counter to everything, and sometimes the counters are truly unexpected. What would be really cool would be a DC award that gave a bonus to someone who beat someone with a more expensive team that was fielded. So let's say one team fielded is worth $15 and the other team that was fielded was worth $3, but if a $3 team beat the $15 team, the person who won that battle should be really more strongly awarded. That would be cool. Or if you want to climb up the leaderboards, a greater variety of cards beyond what's included in the starter set is generally going to lead to you having more victories. All right, I'm just continuing to play a couple more games here, even though I've finished my quest. So we've got odd ones out. We've got Earth, we've got Dragon, got 48 mana available. My opponent has been playing stuff with healing. I haven't seen, well, I can't see rather, what they can do with Earth or Dragon Splinter. So there's not much choice here. And the mana is high enough that I could play Llama or Kitty. Probably going to opt for Kitty. I'm going to continue along with I want to smash the enemy team before they can get to me. And the ultimate way of doing that is Alma. At least I feel like it is. And I am going to pick fairly quick monsters for this battle. And I want to spread my damage through to their weaker creatures, so I'm going to be playing stuff with opportunity. 2 of my favorite monsters, Dragon Jumper and Screeching Vulture. And because Dragon's one of the only available splinters here, it makes sense to play something with Snare, because it's likely to have a lot of flying creatures. What else can I throw in here? Sandworm's always fun, particularly for the sneak element. Now I've still got quite a bit of mana on the table, and I'm going to throw in Spirit of the Forest, again, trying to capitalize upon the speed of my creatures, as well as throwing in Protect. Child of the Forest can go there. Dragon Jumper, I'm put in second position. And sort of want to protect my Screeching Vulture so I can let their ability to scavenge try and do stuff. And then what do you know? The team I'm facing is all level 1 monsters. So that's a free win. I considered that like composition so strongly, and then suddenly all level 1 creatures. So either they don't have dragon and earth creatures and they've just focused on other splinters. But that's a nice, easy, essentially free win for me there. You know, after we spoke about, you know, not guaranteeing anything. So yeah, that got me 46 ranking points. It's almost actually got me into Champion 3, which is convenient, so close to the end of the season. So might try and push into Champ 3. I should need just one more win. Then I get screwed by my least favorite rule set, which is Back to Basics. But bonus, it's also Lost Magic, so that's fine with me. Now, because it's Back to Basics and Lost Magic, there's no sense to play anything other than Dragon, particularly because I can have a heal on my creatures. Although Death is in there, so there is the opportunity or possibility that the enemy plays Mimosa Nightshade, which rules out the llamas, the kitty's heal. Given that it's Back to Basics, something like Llama wouldn't help to cleanse that. They would give 2 extra health, but Back to Basics, I feel like speed is the more valuable component. So my question is Earth or Death? Probably going to go with Earth. There goes my idea that I had in my head that I was going to play the Behemoth, as I just remember that they have magic. But here it's all about putting in the most amount of damage possible, particularly with cheap mana creatures. The Vigilator is always a nice surprise for them at the end of the road. So I also need to decide on what's going to be my tank here. Actually, let's go with... I can't go with Veiled Summoner because apparently they're a magical creature. Alright then, so my options are probably Harvester. So that leaves me with 7 mana for my last 2 creatures. So a 4 and a 3. So this guy's got 3 damage and 7 health. Then 3 mana and 6 health. Vigilator at the rear. Headhunter at the back. Naga Assassin in the middle. And off we go. And yeah, the game changes so very much in the higher leagues. It just constantly gets more and more complicated the more stuff that enemy monsters and your own monsters end up having. So here I've got extra speed on the enemy. My attacks are always going to hit, but with Llama they've all got last stand. But there's no healing. How did they play Failed Summoner? I wanted to play Failed Summoner as my tank. But it's okay. I don't mind. I'm going to win this match on account of the fact that I've got way more damage. And the healing from the Summoner here is going to do an awesome job of keeping stuff alive. So that was that one. And leaves me just outside of Champion League. So that's a win streak of, I think, what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 win streak. I think that might actually be my best for the season. Yeah, I'm currently on my best win streak for the season. And as you can see, not that good of a player normally. 182 battles to 85 wins for this season. So I'm going to go one more battle, try and sneak into Champion 3, so that my daily quest tomorrow is at the very least in Champion 3, so I'm eligible for greater numbers of loot chests in tomorrow's daily quest drop. Alright, so Earthquake and no neutrals, but only 14 mana. So they've been playing a really good variety of monsters. So I've got to pause and think for a couple of moments here to think about what has the most flying creatures at low mana. I am leaning towards going Earth because I can sneak a few flying doodads into my team by way of Screeching Vulture. And then I've just remembered it's no neutrals, so I had planned on playing Tower Griffin, but I can't do that now. Might actually just play Harvester as my frontline creature again, because they've got enough health. And I want to avoid putting, well, I can't put chicken in anyway, I was going to say, avoid putting anything in that's going to feed the enemy opportunity, and see what happens. Spending 2k deck for rentals is insane. I find that extraordinary. But your return is obviously there if you're continuing to do it. I've got my extra cards on a secondary account that I rent out, and by no means are they all maxed cards. It's a random hodgepodge of stuff, and it constantly amazes me at how much some of those cards go for, particularly at the end of season. Okay, so they fielded quite a few monsters on their team. I'm glad I played Harvester. That Snipe's going to get redirected into there. I think I should be able to outlast them. Maybe. Or I might see my win streak come to an end here. Skeletal Warrior is such a great creature. Win streak over. But the win streak got handed over to someone else. Lost 35 ranking points for that one. So I was so close to jumping up to champion, but that's all over now. All right, I might play a couple more games here. Hey, Andy plays. Suddenly, I have a bunch of new people. Well, it's my first time I've been rated on Twitch, so I don't know what that means. I'm a noob when it comes to streaming. Particularly recently, like a lot has changed. I used to stream Splinterlands like a year and a half ago, but I stopped. All right. What am I doing here? Playing Imposter, Gladiators Guild. They just have played Dragon. Nothing but Dragon. So weak magic and only even creatures. So I know I'm going to be fighting dragons. So that means I could be fighting any type of damage. Thing that tends to do me in the worst is magical damage. So I might play Blue Splinter for a change, because I rarely, if ever, play Blue Splinter. And because it is weak magic, I'm going to throw in Frozen Soldier. They've got shield, they've got magic reflect, they've got a whole bunch of armor. And what can I back that up with? We've got this to try and smash their armor out of the way. I'll throw in some electric eels for the splash damage. Try halving their damage. And I'll put in a Kelp Initiate just to try and keep the electric eels alive as well. I don't feel the best about this team. There's a reason I don't play Blue Splinter very often. That's because I'm not that great at it. Even my overlay that I made has failed to account for double-digit viewers, so I should probably fix that in the future. So the Magic Reflect was a decent idea. Even though the real damage from the Red Dragon is now going to be their physical attacks. If I can hit them with the Halfling Alchemist, that'd be great. Nah, constant misses. This is not going well. Not going well at all. I hit them at last, but I've got no damage left to actually get through the enemy monsters. This is one thing for sure. Little Ice Pixie can't out-heal, out-damage the princess. They could try. They're not. They're going to fail. So, goodbye. Goodbye, chicken. Goodbye, everything. Giving everyone else the win streak bonuses now. Right. Let's go. I'm going to keep playing until I win at least 2 more games. So, lost legendaries again. If I lose this one, shame on me, because N Miners is like a bot account. So yeah, the bot's going to do what the bot's going to do, so I may as well just pick whatever team I feel like is going to be the strongest here. What haven't I played today? I haven't played Life today, so I'm going to throw a Life team at this rule set. And going to play with Tyrus, Shield Bearer, extra armor, Affliction to try and counter any heals that the opponent might field, an Armor Smith to keep him alive even more, stack that with another Protect and a heal. Hopefully they don't bring something that has Shatter. And then finally, for my last mana, throw in the Silver Shield Bard with Cleanse. Reorder these creatures around a little bit, and off we go. Let's see what happens. While that's happening, I might just unlock my overlay here and fix it in OBS for the start of the battle. There we go. Now the number 19 is not cropped. Alright, so what have they got? They don't have enough range for me to be able to properly use my return fire ability. But given that all the enemy fire is going to be concentrated into my shield bearer, and they are supported basically endlessly by the armor smith, double cleanses, healing. This is going to be a war of attrition, so if my affliction hits, should be able to walk away with the wind. The wind, yes, the wind. I'll walk away with the wind. Hey, Splinter News. They are now afflicted, but I keep getting poisoned. Yay, armor. Armor is awesome. Shield Bearer is probably one of my favorite cards. They are wonderful when they're supported correctly. But they can get absolutely wrecked by magic attacks. So here it's just a foregone conclusion, wearing down the enemy. But again, this was a bot account, and many of their creatures were underleveled, so I should probably take that win for granted. But I said I was going to play two more victories, so one more, unless I get super duper close to champion, because I want to try and get in there for tomorrow's daily quest in about 23 hours time. Alright, one Autumn Leaf, 4016 rating, so they're rated up high, so if I lose this I won't lose much rating. They enjoy playing Valnamort, so probably gonna want to do some anti-magic stuff, or otherwise they're gonna play maybe Life Splinter. So am I gonna play magic? Silent Summoners, so it doesn't really matter what I play in terms of summoner set. I think I might go with Death, just on account of the low mana. And I'm going to go with Scourge Warrior, Darkest Mage. I'm focusing on magic attacks myself here, which is not something I ordinarily do. What have I got left in 3 mana? Grenadier. Oh, I did my counting all wrong there. So what have I got left in the 2 mana is the better question. They just bring something with magic reflect, like a Lord Arianthus. I'm boned. But that's a risk I have to take. Throw the chicken in as a meat shield. I find in low mana games, as long as you field a full team, and as long as that full team isn't just trash filler monsters that won't really do anything, you're going to do better than not. So they've gone ahead and played Prince Julian. So this one here is an example of Team 1 worth lots of money versus Team 2 worth less money, although all the values in their summoner in Prince Julian here. So I'm pretty glad I went for magic, except the thing that's going to throw the thorns in my backside is going to be the failed summoner with the magic reflect. I'm not going to be able to have these monsters persist through his magic reflect, because my guys will die from the reflection before they can get through to the monsters that really matter in the back line. So now the affliction applies. But yeah, that was done. That was destroyed. But as I said, I didn't lose much rating. And if I was in their shoes, I wouldn't be hanging around in Diamond. I'd be jumping up into Champion, because if they were to click the Advanced League button, they'd be in the prize money. Maybe they're waiting until later in the season to do that, although at this stage it's already pretty late in the season with about 3 days left. All right. Extinct Romney, reverse speed, lost legendaries, fire, earth. So they definitely favor Earth Splinter even when they're playing Dragon. Do they throw in healing? Yes, they do. So I'm going to just go all out. Mimosa Nightshade. Now, because it's reverse speed, I'm doing a very unconventional team here for Death Splinter. The idea here is to just throw stuff at them that I haven't done in any of my previous games. So my goal here is to basically sustain for as long as possible and try to block any sneaky business from the rear with the chicken. Waiting for the outcome of this battle. Okay, so they've played Lion and Natura. Please let them have brought healers with them. They brought double healers. Awesome. That will be good for me. And you know, just in case they brought cleanse, I brought along another affliction to make sure that it would reapply. But it's not a foregone conclusion that I'll win here. No, I've got it. Watch me now lose. I'm pretty sure I can't lose from this position now. If I did, I'd be impressed. So, beat someone that was in Champion League. So when you're in the top end of Diamond League, it doesn't really matter if you're playing people from Champion because you've all got access to the same cards. It's just ranking points and bragging rights at that point. Now I said I'd leave after winning 2 more matches. I did win 2 more matches, but I'm so close to Champ 3, so I have to keep going. Just need to double check the time because I do have to go to work, even though I work from home. So I might call it in 8 minutes. That's probably going to be my my hard stop. Yeah, Gorlordin is a great card. I thought they were pretty like useless at first, but then I started seeing them pop up in battles, and I was like, oh my god, these guys are incredible. So 99 mana, fire's available. Spam Jotun. I don't really play Jotun all that. No sneak, no snipe. So it's going to be all the stuff that has reach and opportunity and all those fun abilities to try and get as many attacks in on my opponent as quickly as possible. Lava Launcher is going to go in there because they can be a frontline creature with close range. Throw in Cornelius. This is basically find your most expensive cards, deploy them. Flamesmith will synergize well with Lava Launcher. Spike Pixies at the back. Yeah. Alright, let's see. So they brought Ouster, which is an interesting choice. Lots of magic. Reflect. I haven't brought any magic with me at all. I am relying entirely on range damage. The blast is going to do well for me here, because if I can get rid of I hate Lord of Darkness. I absolutely hate Lord of Darkness. They like stun every single time without fail. It's incredible. I think this might be GG. It definitely is looking more and more like GG. What won that for them wasn't actually Lord of Darkness. It was their extra speed on the Spirit Miner and the stun from the Dark Enchantress. In addition to, the Lord of Darkness stunning. That also helped them a big amount. All right. This one is going to be the last match I play today. So we've got Death and Dragon, Earthquake, and Knockout. So there's one card that I definitely want to play in this rule set, which is going to be Dragon Jumper. Flying plus stun. It's brilliant. Yeah, let's play the I don't have many cards game for this match. And honestly, this is probably not the strongest team I could field for this battle, but I'll see. Plus, I've got to get to work, so this will be the last one for the day. Thank you all for persevering and watching me struggle. Although the first part of the stream wasn't a struggle, that was an awesome part with I think it was 7 wins in a row, which got me to like my best win streak for the season. But at this point, it's sort of going to be, well, what happens if I don't get into Champ 3? I get into Diamond 1. Then next season, I have to battle through Gold in order to get back to Diamond, which is my preferred league. I suck so bad at Gold League. What a lot of people tend to forget is that Splinterlands is a different game at every league level. So Bronze is one game. Novice is another game that comes before Bronze. Silver, the added complexity of a few additional abilities, changes the game again. You also have the introduction of rule sets and different restrictions on splinters at that point. Gold intensifies that again with even more abilities, and Diamond does that again. And then Champion is where you've got people that know the best things to play in every single rule set with every single splinter availability. So they have fielded quite a good team, a better team than I have. So Earthquake is not going to impact them at all because all of their creatures now have flying. The fact that I've got my Dark Hoan tanking, it's going to be okay, but they didn't live very long on account of the fact that the Soulstorm snared them. And that is all over for me. So that's what I'm going to call it for today, everyone. Thank you for joining in. Thank you for your interactions in your chat. I appreciate it. And I'll be back in tomorrow to stream my second to last quest for the season, depending on what time I wake up before this tiki-toki timer goes down for the last couple of days. So thanks again for watching, and I'll catch you guys all soon. Cheers.